Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. How you guys doing today? Trying to situate myself here because I'm in a different area because it's hot today. It's very hot. So I'm where the AC is. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you can hear me because I definitely have the AC on. Of course, it's hot. It's very hot today. So I hope you guys are someplace being cool. And sorry I couldn't come on for those two last days because my car was in a shop with some issues, and now I got it taken care of, resolved, and I'm back here. So I hope you guys are doing well and you're drinking a lot of water. You're taking care of yourself because it's really, really hot today and humid. Make sure you're drinking a lot of liquids. And as you can see, guys, I'm exhausted because for the last 2 days around the clock, just dealing with some issues with the car. And thank God that it's resolved now. And I'm back on. And afterward, I'm going to rest until I'm back here with you guys tomorrow. Excuse me, guys. And this pollen situation is really, it has me like with this if you have any allergies and stuff like that, it's really bad, but um, I'm taking care of it and myself. So guys, don't forget to do something for yourself. Take care of yourself. Continue to move forward. And let's get into this message. I hope everybody is doing well. Know that I'm not a therapist, I'm not a social worker, I'm not a counselor. I'm just someone who went through a lot of hell, trial, tribulations, you name it. And I was able to be an overcomer instead of succumbing to the trials and tribulations and everything that I've gone through. So perhaps what I talk about from my own personal experiences could help you guys. Anyone who, may be going through a difficult time right now. Some of these things that I mentioned, if you're personally going through this, perhaps what I say in this video and prior videos on how I became an overcomer, perhaps it might help you or resonate with you and help you with your own situation. So, the topic of discussion today, guys, is do not allow disrespect to sit at your table. Once again, do not allow disrespect to sit at your table. Guys, for me, one of the things with this healing journey that I really won't tolerate at all after, healing and doing the work is disrespect. Um, there's a lot, when it comes to that. Because for me, disrespect is no different than abuse. It's very abusive because it's no different to me than the verbal abuse, because they are dismissing you, So I have a hard time with this one. But, it's very important that when you are in a situation where someone is constantly disrespecting you, trying to make you feel less than zero, the important factor here is to set strong boundaries. It's so important to do that. And make sure you reiterate that you're setting strong boundaries and that you will not allow any form of disrespect. Respect itself is a two-way street, on both sides. Both parties need to give each other the respect that is required. Nothing ventured is nothing gained, guys. I say that all the time. Mutual respect is a must and a plus because without it, that means you are allowing people to do any and everything to you. And remember, guys, I talked about in prior videos how much of a doormat I was and being subservient to other people's needs and putting all of my needs on a back burner while everybody else's needs got met, and taking care of the leeches and, the just overdoing all the time. And as I healed that pain of that, because wanting to be accepted by, people, because I was the oddball out, so I would just allow certain things so that I can keep these folks in my company. But as I begin to heal and do the work, stay in prayer with God, asking Him to help me, and also with my therapist, I begin to set strong boundaries with these individuals. And when they would cross the line, I would reiterate. And if the disrespect continued, I would just cut off, block, and delete. And at first it was hard, it was difficult. I used to cry a lot about it. And then I started to do that pro and con list that I talk about, the pros of what I was giving to the connections, whether it was family, business, friends, significant other, and then what they were giving. And they were throwing breadcrumbs. They were giving bones and breadcrumbs, and I no longer accept that. It's either equal give or take or nothing at all. And guys, when you do the work to heal, you start to feel better. You feel better. You self love. You self care. And as you do these things over and over again, you start to see what's for your highest good and what's not. And what's not for your highest good, you leave on the wayside. At least that's how I do it, you know. And I had to leave a whole lot of people and a lot of situations behind as I healed, grew, and evolved because they no longer fit the new me. Because the old version of myself that was subservient no longer exists. I used to be afraid to tell people how I felt. I would just let a whole lot of stuff slide just to keep the individuals in my life. Because if I said too much, they may disappear. But the least I am today know that those things I did, it wasn't for my highest good. And if it's um, not for my highest good, then I have to set strong boundaries. And if that continues, then I have to cut off, block, and delete. And it's a must so that I can stay on this path to heal. Remember, guys, your mental and physical health is everything. You do come first when it comes to that. Because if you're not okay mentally or physically, you can't help yourself do anything for yourself or anybody else. And that is always a priority. And it's not being selfish, it's not being narcissistic. It's being smart and wise to take care of yourself so that you're okay. And as you know that you're okay, you can take care of everything else around you. And disrespect, as I said too, is a sign of abuse, just like verbal and physical abuse, just a different form of it. And never allow these folks to have a seat at your table. Because if someone's disrespecting you, they're disregarding your feelings, everything about you. And some people like to be around others who are compassionate and empath, so that they can drain you of your energy. And some people are around you so that they can leech, take what they can take, and then move on from there. And what I had to do is to close the doors to all of that. Um, it's like crabs in a barrel, the metaphor I always use. One crab get up from the bottom all the way to the top, and then like these other crabs come and pull that crab all the way right back down to the bottom. Never allow anyone, as you do the work to heal, you did all this work on yourself. Never open up the door to toxicity and toxic individuals and leeches and people who just want to use and abuse you. Learn to set strong boundaries. And if they refuse to abide by those boundaries, then the decision for me is to cut off, block, and delete. Because as you close these doors to the toxicity and you keep doing it and setting boundaries, new doors over here will open. That's my experience. God will open up new doors, better people, better situations for your life as you continue to do the work. It's so important to do the work and not give up on yourself. Because if you don't love you, you know, how do you expect anybody else to? You know, these forms of toxicity that I'm talking about is within individuals who have a broken mindset, a broken way of thinking, a broken way of looking at things. They can't see any gray in between. It's either or, and they refuse, and more importantly, they refuse to change for the better. It's my way or the highway type of attitude. And I would always choose myself and a highway, guys, because you don't have to settle. What narcissistic individuals don't understand, especially those who give a lot of disrespect, they will try to make you feel like you need them, and you need yourself. You can do this yourself. If I can do these things by myself, except for with God, and when I say with God, um, in the natural, I didn't have anybody to help me. I stayed in prayer. I did the work. I cried a lot. And I went through what I had to go through, and it took a long time because I wasn't learning those lessons, and I had to repeat them. And when you repeat them, they're worse the second, third time around. Maybe different characters, but same scene. And I refuse to repeat them. That's why I know so much about this, because I repeated it so much that I get it now. So I didn't do all this work on myself to allow toxicity back in. So it's important to set some strong boundaries, because you deserve peace, guys. You deserve true love. And there's a lot of fake stuff out there today. You guys notice that? Fake love, fake friends, fake this, fake that, you know? And as you start to heal, grow, and evolve, you become your authentic self. You change, but you change in a good way. And sometimes people, whether it's family members or old friends or business setting, they don't like the new you, but that's not your problem, because you shed what wasn't for your highest good, and you kept everything else. It's so important. It is so important to set those strong boundaries so that you can stay on this healing journey, because it's not easy. And I would suggest therapy, starting with a therapist. If you're dealing with grief, talk to a therapist, you know, who specialize in that. One day at a time, one step at a time. Never allow anyone to that's in your life to make you feel less than zero. I know what that feels like, guys. I dealt with that for almost 10 years. And it is an awful feeling, making you feel down, that you're worthless. And without me, you'll never have nothing or be nothing attitude. If anyone is doing any of these things to you, set some real strong boundaries, because you don't have to put up with those things. You don't have to allow anyone to disrespect you. You don't have to allow people to make you feel like you need them, and without them, you're useless. Set strong boundaries and choose yourself to take care of yourself and build yourself up. And when you do that, you would see that it's worth it. You are worth it. And make time out every day for yourself to uplift your spirit with good things, because we live in a world today with a lot of toxicity. I was in a supermarket earlier, before I came in, and it was just a lot of toxicity going on there. So I left the aisle I was in. I got what I needed quickly and just got away from it. Just a lot of stuff that makes you feel like, ugh, you know. And I try to minimize that. It's so important to minimize that stuff in your life, because if you don't, you will take in that energy and start to feel all of that, toxicity. I do music because music heals the soul. Now, we're in the summer months. Be out in nature at the beach. Do things that uplift your spirit and make you feel good, guys. Things that's going to soothe your soul, because the world we live in today is spinning mostly on misery. But you don't have to be a partaker of that. You don't have to settle, is what I'm basically saying. Just because someone tells you you're not worth whatever, etc., you don't have to believe that. You don't have to settle for that situation. You do have choices, and you get to make a decision if you want to continue, whether it's a family setting, a personal relationship, a business setting, whatever it is. You don't have to tolerate it if it's abusive. Remember to always choose yourself and put yourself first. Um, It's important. I have some notes here. Like what I do is try to talk to people first and let them know how I feel and how this is making me feel. And it's important to do that. Let them know that. And if they continue to dismiss you and dismiss your feelings and etc., they're telling you they don't care. And now it's up to you to make decisions as to how you want to deal with that. Me, I started to pull my energy back and set strong boundaries. And then I tried to gravitate more to the positive things. Because as you close certain doors, God will definitely open up new doors. And I'm talking from experience. Those doors I had to close, it was very difficult because the people and the situations and the circumstances have been around me for a very long time. And the loss of it, even though it was abusive, it was difficult, because um, now you see your circle of friends and family getting smaller and smaller because as you choose yourself and people don't understand what you're doing, they either they back away from you or either you have to back away from them sometimes. But like I said, if you're not okay, you can't take care of yourself or anything else around you. So sometimes it is really okay to choose yourself so that you can take care of your physical and mental health and know that you're okay. Because once your self esteem is affected by all this toxicity, you have to heal from that so that you can build yourself up again. I know I had to. 10 years of being told you're worthless and you're not never going to amount to anything. It took a while to build up from that. And look at your circle that's around you. And if you see people are being toxic, you can have a conversation with them about it, set some boundaries. But the first place where I started was therapy, because I was in grief and everything else you can name it, right? And I started there. And it's so important to do that because as you start doing the work with the therapist, you start to see the results, not right away, but as you continue and be consistent, you will see the results. I promise you that, you know. And then when those new doors open, God open up those new doors, it's better people, better situations. And make sure you're choosing love, people who really love you, not offering you a fake kiss, fake love, and all of that stuff. Those things will add more toxicity to your life. So, guys, build yourself up. If you can get out today, I know it's hot out there, go to the beach, do something that's going to make you happy. That also takes care of your mental health and your physical health as well. And, invite others to this channel, guys, because sometimes people have problems and they don't talk about it. I'm on here and I talk about certain situations without giving too many details, but some people don't talk at all and they're going through a whole lot more. And sometimes when they come to channels like these, they can hear messages, and maybe what I'm saying here might resonate with some people who are listening, and they can apply these things that I'm talking about into their own life to see if it works for them. It's better to choose yourself. And in the end, guys, I, with all that pain balled up and everything I had to deal with, I chose, with the help of God, to take that pain and turn it into power into a purpose to help myself while making vows to help others as well. Because people need help today, and we can't ignore that. We help each other, then we build a stronger community as well. That's the message today, guys. Go and enjoy yourself. I will be here again tomorrow. Now that I have my car back, I will be here again. I don't know what time, so please subscribe to the channel or so that you can join me live and invite others to do the same. Let's keep this going, guys. We need each other. Thank you again. This is Lisa shedding love and light to you all. And until tomorrow, I will see you. Take care of yourself, guys. Bye for now.